Howard Shore's soundtrack for Lord of the Rings is a masterclass in theme writing, and has done more than enough to earn Howard Shore a place at the table amongst the greatest film composers ever. Wow! This is the first time where we hear the Fellowship theme in all of its glory. They're setting out on this perilous adventure, and we get this really interesting mix of nervousness and a little bit of dissonance, because at the very beginning we obviously hear the Shire theme, but it's now played over top of this harmonic bass that doesn't really fit. Check it out. Okay, so right there, without hearing anything yet, we've established this E minor with like an add 9, right? That's the sound that the strings are playing underneath, right? But then, listen. We know that melody, right? And it continues. This is so cool because this whole time we have this E minor sound, but all we do is we just play the Shire theme. What was representing the safety and security of home, of the Shire, is now being applied in this ominous, kind of nerve-wracking way. We have this, and then over top of that, we simply go, which that in itself is not the weirdest thing. That note can fit within E minor. It would be E Dorian, right? So that's not the weirdest thing. Although it's a little strange. And then this is where it all kind of goes nuts. Oh, this is just so brilliant. Look at this. We have a major third going on in if we're looking at it as E minor. That's the major third, but it's a minor chord, so we have the major and the minor third against each other. That's a really unpleasant dissonant sound. The perfect combination of, hey, we took something that once was a representation of familiarity and comfort, and now we've thrown this underlying discomfort on it, and we kind of don't really know what's coming next. We're still here. We hold this out. It's building up, we don't know what's coming. They're climbing into the unknown, and then finally, we get the introduction of this new theme. Yes, and check this out. Wow. The release of that dissonance and tension into this epic adventure theme is what tells us that, you know what, we are traveling into the unknown, but we have this confidence that we're gonna make it, we're gonna get there. It's a very resilient, triumphant theme, and it continues to mean the same thing throughout the film. Check it out. Moments of success. We have this whole buildup of this scene where you don't know what's gonna happen, it's extremely treacherous, and then right when something goes right, we hear... it's only for a moment, those times when we hear that triumphant theme that we've already established gives us confidence. It brings back that feeling, this thematic writing where we establish certain cultures or certain feelings with specific musical passages. That immediately gives us the ability to call that back anytime we want. And it'll help the audience feel that same emotion that they felt the first time. But only if that first time of experiencing that theme was directly connected with such a feeling, which, as we just saw, absolutely. The epic nature in which we heard the theme the first time really helped establish that triumphant, confident feeling. So now when we call it back in the middle of a treacherous scene, we still get that, hey, you know what? Everything feels like it's gonna be all right. The Rohan theme is another one where we can see the different usages in different contexts to call up different emotions. In fact, the first time it's introduced, it's quite dark. The context of this first introduction of the theme is that King Theoden has been corrupted by Saruman. So what we find is a city in Edoras that is no longer what it once was, and that reflects in how we hear the theme. And the flag ripping away. I mean, it's all just, it helps you feel this distress, right? It's very melancholy. Nobody's really sure how to feel. It's clearly dark. There's clearly something wrong. It's a beautiful theme, and this just does such a great job at establishing this emotional feeling where we're saying, oh yeah, we hear that kind of somber theme, and we immediately feel that this is something we're supposed to be unsure of, and it's not looking good.
Breathe the free air again, my friend.
Here we go, we're getting the theme. Here it is. Listen to that. Talk about changing.
Dark have been my dreams of late.
Changing your feelings associated with this, but it's really tying together that this is the same problem that we've been addressing. Okay, we started out with those really melancholy strings, and now, after he's healed, we hear this. Get it with much more triumphant brass. It's still not this insanely huge fanfare victory sound, but it's hopeful. And then when we do bring the strings back in, it still has this more hopeful feel as we build this up. And then that one look, where we have this one note is all we need. That's it. That's all we need. We have E minor. And if we just think of like, what are the most dissonant notes we could use here? I mean, we could use a B flat, that would be pretty dissonant. We could use F, that would also work as well. We go with E flat here, which I think is a really cool choice, and I'll tell you why. Because of the chord that goes with it. Listen to that. C minor. We took our E minor bass. That's a really dark transition, dropping a major third in minor chords, playing a minor chord here, and then down a major third, playing another minor chord, right? That's a really dark transition. It's like every note that could possibly be turning darker and darker is turning darker. And so it's just, I think it's the perfect note to use there. You get dissonance, and then you also get that progressive darkening as this moment of revenge takes place. There's Here's our theme, but it's adjusted slightly. We're not sure what's gonna happen. We're building up to this insane sequence, right? Woo, listen to that. We normally expect this theme to be, which is a very hopeful, bright sound, even if it can sound melancholy, as we demonstrated before. It can also sound triumphant, as we just demonstrated. But here, we don't go the 1 chord in minor to the 4 chord in major. Instead, we do this, listen. Ooh. We use the 4 chord in minor, but we leave the 1 on the bottom. So we go F sharp minor to B minor over F sharp, and we adjust our melody ever so slightly. Check that out, right? It's probably the darkest, most ominous version we've heard yet, which makes sense for where it's being applied. There's the theme. We're even using the same instrumentation, but yet now it has this much more triumphant feel. And that's just all in the delivery, the dynamics. And it switches to brass. So you can see, just like we've used the same theme to represent the same person, the same place, but in 3 different contexts to elicit different emotions. It's just absolutely brilliant thematic writing. And these little themes and callbacks, there's over 100 of them throughout the trilogy. They all correspond to different Middle-earth cultures and people, forming what is ultimately one of the greatest and most intricate collection of themes in the history of cinema. Great thematic writing doesn't need to come from complex harmony, complex melodic writing. It can be dead simple. If it's what's called for by the context of the film, and if it's what fits the story, that's all that matters. Howard Shore did an absolutely incredible job and has created one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. Many of you may know this, but a while back we launched our very first piano course. And this was something that I wanted to do for a number of reasons. As you guys know, sponsorships is one of the biggest ways that YouTube channels are able to support themselves. And while that's definitely an avenue that I've gone down before, I always felt like I wanted to make something that would just be more directly relevant to you. And also something that's coming directly from me. And so we launched our Intro to Piano course. And the response that we got from you guys was just overwhelmingly amazing. My team and I worked incredibly hard to put it together, and I was so proud to release something that I felt had all the things that I would want to see if I were going to sit down with you one-on-one directly and teach you how to play this instrument. And then slowly but surely, we just kept going. And now here we are, having built 8 different courses. And every once in a while, I try to package a few of those courses together and make them incredibly affordable, so that if you're interested in learning this instrument, you can go ahead and pick up a bundle and start learning with incredibly in-depth educational material for a fraction of the cost of one-on-one private lessons or let alone music school. And that is what we are currently offering with the Complete Pianist bundle. And it's only going to be available for the rest of this week, and then that sale's going to go away. So right now, if you want to grab an incredible bundle, we're offering 4 courses in one bundle for just 99 bucks. It's our Piano Jumpstart course, which if you don't know how to read music and you don't know how to play this instrument at all, that's a great place to start, because I'll teach you how to play some really useful things that are applicable to literally hundreds, if not thousands, of your favorite songs. And then the other 3 courses consist of our intro bundle. That Intro to Piano course I mentioned, that was the first one we made, that's the next step. That's gonna give you all the tools to learning this instrument and equipping you with the knowledge that you'll need to move forward in your musical journey. We'll cover some music theory in that course, but that's really just an overview to prepare you for the next step, which is an intro to music theory. And in that course, I'm gonna prove to you that all of this music theory stuff that sometimes sounds convoluted and complicated and oh my god, there's so much to remember, it's really not that difficult. Honestly, music theory is kind of just like a naming system for things that you already know the sounds of. And then finally, in the Complete Pianist bundle, we have our Intro to Improvisation course. This course is gonna get you playing off the top of your head almost immediately. And with the skills that you've picked up from the previous 3 courses, you're gonna be amazed at how easy it is to start unlocking the magical skill of improvisation. You'll find out that it's really just not magic at all. It's actually a process that's not that hard to do. It might be hard to get good at, really good at over time, but to start and to be able to play things off the top of your head, it's not nearly as hard as people tend to think it is. So if you want to grab all 4 of those courses for an insane discount at just 99 bucks, then please check out the link in the description down below. And like I said, guys, this is the way that we have chosen to try to move forward to support this channel. Rather than taking sponsorships from companies that may not be relevant to you, I wanted to build things that directly help you learn how to play this instrument, which is so much of what we talk about on this channel. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please check out the link in the description down below. That sale's gonna run for the remainder of this week and then it will go away. But don't worry, there'll be other opportunities for different bundles in the near future if you don't happen to get to it this week. And I feel like I personally don't take enough time on a regular basis just to say thank you. It really is the thing that allows this channel to continue, and you guys have been incredibly supportive, and I appreciate it so much. And I appreciate all of you for watching my videos. No matter whether you buy a course from me or not, that doesn't matter. I'm just glad you're here. So thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.